Welcome to the Chris Hanna Show, where business, as usual, gets a swift kick in the ass. If you're tired of the same old advice and ready to disrupt the status quo, you're in the right place. I'm cutting through the noise with bold strategies, unfiltered truths, and a no-nonsense approach to entrepreneurship, video marketing, and content creation. Buckle up, because it's time to level up, stand out, and dominate your market. This isn't just another podcast, it's a wake-up call for entrepreneurs and would-be aspiring solopreneurs who are all in. Let's get started. All right, welcome back to the Chris Hanna Show. I'm talking about a topic that means a lot to me in so many different ways, and I'm going to cover this today because there's a major problem that happens in today's world where people, and I was guilty of this, they don't hire. And they think hiring is a headache, and it's not if you do it right. The thing is, it's all about the who's, and the right who matters. Because hiring, as an entrepreneur, it can feel like a nightmare. Like there's endless resumes, there's wasted hours, the sheer stress of finding the one. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be this way. Hiring isn't a headache when you stop winging it and you start doing it right. Because the right team doesn't just lighten your workload, it propels your business forward. The wrong team, obviously, that's a ticket to frustration, wasted money, missed opportunities. I've worked with teams that are great. I've worked with teams that are poor. I've worked with teams that are ultimately so frustrating to work with that it feels like you might as well just do it yourself. So let's talk about finding the right people who help you win bigger without losing your sanity as an entrepreneur. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs, they struggle with hiring. Like it feels like pulling teeth sometimes, right? And you're not alone. Most entrepreneurs aren't natural born recruiters. They face common challenges. Like there's this whole, fear of letting go. You're used to doing everything yourself. So you're trusting someone and that feels risky. You may be hiring desperation and you only hire when you're drowning in tasks. And that leads to maybe rush decisions. I've seen that a lot. You focus on skills over fit, like hiring someone qualified, but that's wrong for your culture is absolute disaster for your business. And maybe you've got a lack of a hiring process. Like without a clear plan, it's easy to get overwhelmed and settle for less. The result is the same. It's mediocre hires that don't stick around, or worse, they drag your business down. The question is, what makes the right who? Like the right person isn't someone who can just do the job. It's someone who gets your vision, they're aligned with your values, and they amplify your strengths. So you got to look for certain qualities. First being culture fit. Do they share your values? Do they share your work ethic? Do they have a growth mindset? Are they willing to learn, adapt, and take ownership? Do they have complementary skills? Do they bring something to the table that maybe you lack? Do they have a passion for the mission? Are they excited about your vision? Are they ready to contribute? Look, if you get it wrong, it's costly. It's actually very, very costly if you have a wrong hire. Hiring the wrong person is worse than not hiring at all. And here's why. There's wasted time. Training someone who doesn't work out is a time sink. There's also lost money. We're talking about recruiting, we're talking about onboarding, we're talking about rehiring costs that add up fast. And of course, depending on your team, there's also disruption. A bad hire can tank morale and productivity faster than anything else. In short, hiring wrong, the wrong who, is an expensive mistake that you cannot afford to make. So we've talked about the pain, obviously, of it. So what do you do? First, I think to attract the right talent, it starts with creating a process that sets you up for success. Here's how. First, write a killer job description. Be clear, concise, and specific. Outline not just the role's responsibility, but the type of person that you're looking for. Perhaps you are looking for like a project manager. So maybe you'd say something like, we're looking for a detailed, obsessed project manager who thrives on deadlines, loves collaboration, and gets fired up about turning chaos into order. The next thing to do, leverage your network. Referrals are gold, right? Reach out to your professional network, your peers, and even other current employees that maybe you have to help spread the word. Also, screen smart, not hard. So skip the endless interviews. Maybe you use pre-screening tools or work samples or short projects to identify top candidates quickly. I love to use video. Obviously, I have a video agency, so when I hire, what I do is I ask people to submit a video explaining who they are, why they want to work with me, and why they think they're the best fit. I ask for that video in 2 minutes or less. The people who fill out that video then get more reviewed. If you don't follow instructions and fill out that video, well, I know you're not a good fit to work with us. And then, of course, you need to sell your vision. So the best candidates have options. So show them why working with you is a unique opportunity to contribute, to grow, to succeed. And again, I will come back to the video comment here. As you're posting content out there in the world and you're saying you're hiring, do that over video. Show your culture, show your mission, highlight why you're an awesome place to work with and maybe a person to work for. Now, if you want to nail the interview process, it's not just about qualifications, right? Like you got to make sure you're looking at the chemistry and alignment, potential. And so you want to make sure you get it right. So ask what's called behavioral based questions. Find out how they've handled real life situations in the past. These are the whole tell me about a time when type of questions. And then test for skills. So use a task or a project that mirrors the job that they'll be doing. So for example, if I was hiring a video editor, I would send them some video footage and say, I want you to edit this video and turn this into a short, less than 60-second clip for social media. Not telling them what tools to use, not giving them much direction, but like, let's see what they can actually do with some raw footage. And you also want to gauge their enthusiasm through that interview process. Are they genuinely excited or are they just looking for a paycheck? And never, ever, ever, ever lack the feeling that you have when you trust your gut. Like if something feels off, it probably is, means you run for the hills. Now, if you hire for fit over skill, I think it's going to be huge for you because skills can be taught, attitude and alignment cannot. Hiring for fit means that you're going to have someone who's aligned with your culture, your values, your vision, even if they're not 100% qualified yet in terms of just the skills. And why this works, if you hire for fit, is that they stick around longer because people who fit your culture are more likely to be engaged. They're more likely to be loyal long-term. They'll grow your business alongside you, right? A great attitude and work ethic will trump experience every single time. They'll strengthen your team. You know, a cohesive team is better, faster, stronger, smarter. And I think that's important too. Like when I look back throughout my career, and even in my current business now, like when I started hiring, like early on, I made every mistake in the book. Like I rushed decisions. I prioritized resumes over personalities. I ignored my gut when something fell off. And I can tell you, it cost me. There's a lot of people that I look at throughout my career that I hired where I ignored all these warning signs and I lived to regret it. But here's the thing I learned. The right hire changes everything. The right hire doesn't just check off tasks off your to-do list. They bring energy. They bring ideas. They bring momentum to your business. They free you to focus on what you do best while knowing that the details are handled. Look, if you're overwhelmed by hiring, don't overthink it. Start with clarity. Be intentional about what you need and who you want on your team. And above all, trust your instincts. Because building a dream team isn't easy, but it's worth every bit of effort. Because I had to learn this lesson, that I had to stop trying to do it all myself. And I need to surround myself with people who amplify my strengths. Because the truth is, you can't win big without the right who. Now you got to go out and find them. You got to build a team to help take your business to the next level. When you are hiring, what you're actually doing is you are buying back your time. And buying back your time is one of the best things you can ever do in your business. All right, that's a wrap for today's dose of reality on the Chris Hanna Show. If you're fired up and ready to kick some serious ass, then I've done my job. But remember, knowledge without action is just wasted breath. So what are you going to do? Sit around and let opportunities pass you by? Or are you going to step up and take what's yours? The choice is yours, but don't expect sympathy if you choose the easy road. If you've got value from today's episode, smash that subscribe button, leave a review, or share it with somebody who needs a wake-up call. Don't keep this gold to yourself unless you're afraid of a little competition. Stay bold, stay hungry, and remember, always go all in. Until next time, this is Chris Hanna signing off. Now go out there and take what's yours.